end of October, a whole lot of things are due to happen on either the date or when you reach the market cases. Is there any thought to separating out some of those things, like the curfew or the 5K? Is it possible they could be on a different timetable?
Well, Raf, if you look at the last couple of weeks, obviously the time will come for us to input all of the actual data, not the well-founded and very heavily researched assumptions that underpinned the modelling, as all modelling has to be underpinned by different assumptions. There's 1,000 different inputs. They'll be replaced by some actual experience. The numbers that we read out every day are very important, but beyond that, there's a narrative behind them too. So patterns, trends. We'll have more to say about that process in due course. The key point is this: if we don't stay the course, if we were to allow our frustration to get the better of us, then there is an underlying fragility to this, and that's just the nature of this virus. There's so many things that you can't know until, in some respects, it's too late. So you have to have that abundance of caution, and I know that's very, very frustrating, but that's what we're up against. Silent, swift, and there's an uncertainty there as well.
So does that mean you're leaving open the possibility of staggering what might happen?
Well, all the way along, we've said that we will update with, health advice will be updated. The actuals will take the place of the sort of assumptions that underpin the model, and we'll continue that whole process, and we'll have more to say at the appropriate points. But the key point here, though, is you've got to do what's safe. And yes, there is a conservatism to this because the stakes are incredibly high. The notion of doing something that might seem to be strongly supported in the community but not supported by the science, then only a couple of weeks later you can find yourself in a situation where you've got to claw that back, and that's very, very difficult.
And are you nervous about, I guess over the weekend you had a whole lot of people out and about? There was certainly, the park I was in, there wasn't just two people coming together and...
It is larger groups, yes. Although what I'd say is this: all my reports, and you would appreciate that I get many, many reports, were that in general terms people were taking that extra 2 hours and the ability to do more than just go for a run. So it was more than just exercise. They were very grateful for that, but at the same time they knew that that had to be done properly. And all the reports I got was that people, yes, there were larger numbers out, but people were keeping their distance.
So you're not nervous about that activity?
No, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I would not say that I was nervous about that. I am always conscious that whenever you allow further activity and groups, whether they be formal or informal, there is a risk there, and we've seen out of these 43 Hallam cases that spending time in each other's homes is very, very risky. Very risky, because that's a less formal environment, cleaning, all those sorts of things, physical distance. That's where this virus thrives.